everyone. Welcome to Disney Vacation Insights from Laughing Place. I'm Rebekah Mosley, the site's co-founder, and with me is Heather from Mouse Fan Travel. How are you doing, Heather?
I'm good, Rebekah. How are you?
I'm doing well. It was funny as we were getting ready to go on air when we were talking about how where we are, I'm in Northern California, she's in Southern California. We're looking at high temps right now, so it's kind of funny to be talking holidays.
I turned off my air conditioner so it would not make any noise while we were filming, and I am already sweating. But let's talk about holidays.
Exactly. But you know what? It's one of those things where come Christmas time, come November, December, there's a lot of people who are making their plans to go to Disney World for the very reason we're talking about right now, weather. There's
Yes.
nothing like, I have sent pictures out so many times when we lived in Florida of myself on the lazy river come, Typhoon Lagoon, Christmas Day at the water park and sending it to my friends who I know are in the midst of snow.
Right? It feels so good to be like, oh, look at me. There's no humidity. I'm in the warm air. It's great. But I've also been in November. I've been there in a swimsuit, like you said, or I've been wrapped up in winter clothing because it's so cold. It's almost like you never know what you're gonna get.
That is my number one tip when it comes to booking, especially I find in Florida, is if you're booking and thinking you're going to avoid that cold weather, be prepared because you can get a snap. They don't tend to last very long, but you'll appreciate having just a layer. Just a layer. If I'd have just
right.
had like
Pair of gloves would be nice.
Had a little hat. Exactly. Would have just cut that chill perfectly.
I know people are surprised to find out Orlando can get cold. When I lived there, I still owned a winter jacket, scarf, gloves, because once in a while it would come through and you would freeze, especially when the sun goes down.
Yeah, but my friends from Ohio who would visit, or my friends from Canada who would visit, would laugh because they would still be in capris and open-toed shoes, and I would be bundled because
bundled up, yeah.
What was bitter cold to me was just pleasant to them. So
all about perspective, right?
Exactly. But we're going to be talking about how just letting you know some of the opportunities that are available at Walt Disney World and Disneyland, particularly during the holiday season, during that Christmas time. So Heather, what do we need to make sure people are aware of?
Well, I think that the first thing we need to talk about.
Oh no, did I lose you? I think I've lost her. Hang on. Let me pull her aside because I think she has lost her signal. So I'm going to talk to you while Heather gets things. And look at me, I'm all blurry. So we're really working today. Oh, wait, I think maybe she's back. We'll see. I'll give it a moment just to make sure I've got her back before I throw her back on screen because Heather, if you can hear me, your video has been freezing up a little bit. So let me see if you're stable again. I think she's back. Because I'm hoping she's here to share with you I know there's some like discounts and savings happening.
Am I back?
There. Are you back? Okay.
Am I back? Can you see me?
Yes, you're wonderful.
I'm sorry, my technology is not cooperating today. The computer went down and now my phone isn't working.
Okay, it's okay. But I know you wanted to talk about some special pricing that's available down there.
Yes, today Disney just announced about 4 hours ago a discount a room discount for the fall. So it does start somewhat in October, but we're talking about the holidays. So specifically, this discount for the holidays is saving up to 30% on rooms. So it could be a room-only reservation or a package, and it goes from November 24th through December 25th, which is a big deal because Christmas is the busiest week at Walt Disney World, and usually they don't discount up until Christmas Day. Usually you would have to check in the week before. So if you are thinking of going for Christmas, you have a discount now. And I would really, truly encourage you to book early because all hotels are already selling out 6 months in advance. So you want to get that locked in and hopefully we can get you that discount And of course, this is only for Disney hotels, and depending on the hotel you stay at will dictate the discount. So if you stay at the higher end hotels, you're going to get that full 30%, whereas the lower end hotels maybe will only get 15 or 20%.
Regarding, let's see, dude, it just popped right out of my head. Oh, never mind. It's gone. It disappeared. We were talking about, oh, I don't know. Heather, pick me up because I'm having a glitch right now in my brain.
Well, we were what were we talking? Well, we were talking about the heat and how we need to plan early. I don't know where we're going from that.
Say hi to Michelle over here. You love the Disney magic. You love videos. It's amazing. Deborah's excited to hear about the discounts, and that's what I wanted to share. I wanted to share that one of the reasons why we suggest and recommend that you reach out to a travel planner like those at Mouse Fan Travel is that sometimes perhaps you've booked your vacation and then certain discounts or opportunities like this will come up and you've already got your plans set. They can look and see if there's an applicable discount for you. They will also keep you abreast of things as they change because, for example, Genie Plus just went a major overhaul. If you don't know what we're talking about, we did a whole video on that the other day and how your pre-planning, bypassing a standby line has changed.
Again
at Disney World. So we've got a video about that. And so, someone like Heather will let you know, we'll give you a heads up, we'll help you out as you navigate all of that. But I want to talk about the fun that you can have when you're at Disney World during the holidays. Heather, what is one of your favorite things about Disney World at the holiday season?
Well, I think Disney World is so magical at the holidays, right? I think the only place that seems more textbook Christmas is maybe Europe than Walt Disney World. Like every park and hotel is decorated beautifully. They have twinkle lights everywhere. The characters dress up in costume, and depending on where you are, what park, what land, what hotel, the decorations match that area, so you really get this festive vibe. But I think this is not my favorite. My favorite is a very small little thing at Animal Kingdom that we'll talk about. But I think the most popular holiday offering, probably at any Disney destination anywhere, is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom. I have people that start asking me about that in February, and I say we have to wait a little bit. We're not quite there. But if you're unfamiliar, this is an after-hours party. The Magic Kingdom will close early on the nights of the parties. They sell special tickets, so it's not included in your park admission. You have to buy additional tickets to it, but they limit the amount of people that can buy tickets. And there is a Christmas parade, and it snows on Main Street, and there's hot chocolate and cookies and special Christmas shows and Christmas music everywhere. And it's just it's like as if you were going to your office Christmas party, but Mickey and Minnie were the hosts. And the rides are open and there's no lines, and it's such a fun time.
Okay, I love that. I love that description of it. Your holiday party, but Mickey and Minnie are your coworkers.
Because who doesn't love a Christmas party, right? There's a family Christmas party. There's the holiday Christmas party at the office. This is more festive. This is more fun. It's just a happy atmosphere. And it snows on Main Street. I know I said that, but I think that's such a magical little thing.
Just to give you an idea of how it works, one of the things I will tell you is if you're planning to go to the Walt Disney World during this season, be sure to check out the dates because, as Heather mentioned, the park Magic Kingdom itself will end up closing earlier. But you can see it's various nights. I kind of marked out in December some of the days so you can get a feel. It's Sundays, it's Tuesdays, it's Thursdays. There's a kind of a pattern, but not totally a pattern. So be sure to check and see if the Very Merry Christmas Party dates align with your Walt Disney World vacation plans. Over the years, I've attended a number of Very Merry Christmas parties. They're a lot of fun. One of the things that I'd forgotten, because I hadn't been for a few years and went back, was they give you a beautiful little ornament as well, the nice little keepsake. Mm-hmm. So as part of the fun of the event. So you get, not only do you get the access to the parade, the fireworks shows, and as Heather pointed out, kind of a limited number of guests. They even like do little holiday overlays on certain attractions, like Tomorrowland Speedway has some fun holiday decor and lights. Same with Mad Tea Party. So it's a nice little kind of Christmas vibe throughout the entire park.
And if you want to see the Christmas parade, Walt Disney World actually doesn't offer a Christmas parade during the day until the actual week of Christmas. So if you're going early in December, the only way to see the Christmas parade is by purchasing tickets to the Christmas party. It only happens there until we get to the actual week of Christmas.
And so you have the Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. You have the wonderful Christmas time fireworks. There's also some dance parties over at Tomorrowland. Last year it was kind of a boy band vibe. So there's a lot of different offerings there for the Very Merry Christmas Party. And it does have that flex pricing where certain dates are going to be more expensive than others. So be sure to check out what date is applicable to your travel.
Yeah, and those tickets go on sale next week, July 2nd. So earlier this week, Disney released the dates. They're going on sale next week. So you have a couple of days to prepare if you want to go, or call your Mouse Fan Travel planner and we can purchase them for you.
Here's a sneak peek at some of the merchandise exclusively to the event. You got the Very Merry Christmas party theme there, give you a little bit of a taste of kind of the look of the event. Each year it has a little bit of a different kind of set of merchandise or thematic to it. So there's a little peek at what's going on this year. Over at Disney Studios last year, they brought out a new event, and it is returning this year. Its host is an adorable gingerbread man named Ollie.
Those are so cute. I haven't seen those yet. They're really cute.
Happy Ollie Days. You've got it's called Jolly Good Nights, and this event is really, to me, geared towards the Disney adult, to the adult.
Yeah.
What do you think, Heather?
Absolutely. In fact, I haven't been to this one yet. This may be worth me flying across the country and going to, because I was so intrigued by it last year and then got so much feedback, really good feedback from it, that I want to go. What I love about this, and this speaks to me, is that it's themed after the golden era of Hollywood. So think 1930s. And so everything's glitz and glam and kind of Art Deco. And it's just kind of that era of Christmas celebrations. They even set up like an ice rink, quote unquote ice rink, and they have ice skaters come and do a show in the plaza. And that's so unique and fun, and I'm a fan of this one, and I think once I finally get to go, I will enjoy this more than the Christmas party at Magic Kingdom.
Adding to this kind of vibe of the classic era, the golden age of Hollywood, your photo pass is included with your event admission. Well, last year, I haven't seen the details on this year yet, but I know last year the photo pass was included in your admission with it. And they brought out a larger variety of unique and smaller scene characters.
Yeah.
So that you had a lot of really fun. That was what came out of the event last year, was a lot of people talking about how much fun they had with the photo ops and with the kind of the little moments that they had here and there, whether it was the speakeasy kind of vibe and club that they did with Brown Derby, or over there by Tip Top Club. They also had a stage show that was a sing-along for Nightmare Before Christmas. So
yeah, they do at the, I think this is what has sold me on the event, down at Tower of Terror in the courtyard. They do the Tip Top Club, which for all us Disney fans, we know the backstory of the Tower of Terror. The Hollywood Tower Hotel, the bar at the top was called the Tip Top Club, and that's where the guests who disappeared in the elevator were on their way to on New Year's Eve. So they turn the courtyard into the Tip Top Club, and it's kind of like a jazzy, dancey party, for lack of a better term. Like you were saying, at the Hollywood Brown Derby, they turn it into a jazz club. So you have a jazz band that comes in and plays, and there's tons of specialty cocktails that are created for the event. They're extra charge, but you can only get them at the party. They also have what I think they're doing again this year, the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along. So again, kids are welcome, but it's definitely geared more towards the adults, like kind of fun party-ish vibe, like almost like Pleasure Island, where you could stroll around, get your cocktail, walk around, listen to some great music. That's kind of the vibe of Jollywood Nights. And
I'm a big fan of the look of the characters at this particular event. It's a very playful, fun take on that holiday Christmas time wardrobe, especially Mickey and Minnie. They look like they're coming from a South Beach
yes
party. So I was saying the other day, it reminds me of when, America was incredibly fascinated with that south of the border culture. It was kind of the height of, you had a lot of Cuban actors within our, entertainment industry. And, even Disney kind of leaned into that with some of their offerings at the time, whether it was Saludos Amigos or whatnot. So yeah, that is an event I haven't had the opportunity to check out myself yet. I really hope I'll find my way there. My gal pal Anita, her event last year got rained out.
Aww.
So she is super pumped to get back to it. She had ordered outfits specifically for the event, just diving into that whole vibe. She and her husband,
I love that.
Were all ready to go. They're going to do nice little photo shoots. And so looking forward to that. So if you haven't had a chance to get down to Disney World during that November, December time, these are some of the unique items, on top of all the usual fun that you find whenever you go to Disney World. It's like a different vacation when you go in during this time of year. I mean, the resorts themselves are just stunning. I am a huge fan of gingerbread. We've talked about it year after year on Laughing Place. By the way, Heather, I don't know if you know, but this week marks my 25th anniversary as a Disney theme park writer. I've been doing this now for 25
That's
years.
That's a long time. Congratulations.
Yeah, so pretty exciting. And that means I've been trying gingerbread for a very long time now.
Gingerbread is my favorite kind of cookie, so I'm right there with you. Last year at Disneyland, I found out they had last year they had 2 different recipes of gingerbread, and I was like, I will wait in line for both of them so I could do a taste test, and I did just that.
And at Walt Disney World, you have even more varieties available, and they do these stunning gingerbread creations over at Animal Kingdom Lodge. They'll do like animals, and over at the Contemporary, they do a beautiful gingerbread. They say house, but usually it's like a castle or a setting or something. And then the Grand Floridian itself has a beautiful, enormous gingerbread house that also serves as a single register store,
like gift shop.
Yeah,
so they
so cool.
In the beach club, they do the carousel, and it moves. They have at the boardwalk, they usually do like a little boardwalk scene with roller coasters and things. It's worth it to build a day into your itinerary where you do nothing but tour the resorts, especially the deluxe resorts, and go see 4 or 5 of them. And just the decorations are so different from place to place. It's so neat. It's impressive to me because I personally hate to decorate my own Christmas tree in my own house. I can't imagine doing all of this.
And at the various little grab and go locations there at the resorts, they'll have unique Christmas time cookies or cupcakes or, some sort of dessert. So I love to get together with my friends and kind of bounce around to the different resorts, checking out the holiday decor, as well as enjoying a few little snacks. It's a nice little crawl that you can do around Walt Disney World. And like you say, kind of take a break from the hustle and bustle, but yet still be in that Disney bubble, having that Disney fun.
Exactly.
Let's see, moving on. Where should we go next? Should we head over to Epcot and talk about what you find at Epcot during the holidays?
Yes. So Epcot's my favorite park of any Disney park. And what they do for the holidays, it may not be so in your face decorated as the Magic Kingdom is, but they do something called the International Festival of the Holidays. And they do this around World Showcase. And so in each World Showcase country, you will have storytellers that come and tell the story of that country's holiday. It may be Christmas, it may be something else. It may be, a special Lunar New Year celebration in China, or, in America, they have the story of Hanukkah. But whatever the major celebration is in that country, they will tell you how that country celebrates. And they have these incredible storytellers who come and make it so interesting. Little kids love this because you learn about Père Noël in France, and Père Noël actually comes and talks to them. And it's so fun to learn the different traditions from around the world.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of being in Central Florida, is the exposure to all the different cultures and the various stories that have developed with each individual area. Over in Italy, you learn about Le Befana. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like you say, here at Epcot, they also have a amazing gospel R&B holiday performance group that they have each year returning during this time. But the highlight, I think, for a lot of people when it comes to Epcot is the candlelight processional. Now, this does actually occur at Disneyland as well, but for Disneyland, it's just a single weekend. It's much more of in some ways, more limited, because the seating is really kind of an almost invitation only dynamic, but yet it's on Main Street. So in that way, it's more accessible. Whereas at Walt Disney World, it's held over weeks.
Mm-hmm. And I think the Disney World one is more, it's definitely more for the tourists. At Disneyland, it's much more intimate. It's really, like you said, for invited guests. It's a tradition that has gone back to Walt. I was lucky enough to be invited one year, and I got to sit like right towards the front in the plaza and see the whole show take place. It's the same show. It's the different environment, though, really makes it a different experience. I personally prefer the Disneyland one. It's just a little bit more special, I think. And just, the carolers processing down Main Street. It's just, even if you don't have seats, you can line up along Main Street and watch this, and it's just whisper quiet, and it's so spectacular. But in Epcot, you have a theater, and so thousands of people can come watch this every night. And they have, because it's almost an entire month long, they have so many narrators that can come in. So chances are one of your favorite celebrities is going to be there narrating, and you can kind of plan your trip around that if you want to.
And if you haven't attended Candlelight, it is a scriptural, Bible-based presentation of the story of the birth of Jesus, accompanied by music. And so you do have scriptures read, and then music, and then famous choral pieces performed alongside it. And it culminates with the performance of the Hallelujah Chorus. So it is quite an amazing spectacle around this time of year, the kind of mid-November towards the end of December. And you can check. I don't know. I haven't looked. I should have. I forgot to look and see if they've announced the narrators. I don't think they have yet, right?
Not yet. No, okay. Not yet.
So if you stay tuned to Laughing Place, as they do announce those celebrity narrators, we will post them. But over the years, I mean, it's a wide variety. I know I have seen Neil Patrick Harris, Edward James Olmos. In California, I've seen Olympia Dukakis read. So just a wide variety of performers. Oh, I'm Monique Coleman, who was in High School Musical. I know that she's been a narrator for the processional. So, like I say, it's a wide variety, whether it's kind of from that little Disney family of actors or reaching out to the larger world, like Edward James Olmos. I don't think of him as being part of that little Disney family.
No.
So yeah. So be sure to check that out. They offer packages regarding this, right? If you wanted to kind of if that's like a highlight for you, a focus for you.
Mm-hmm. They offer dining packages. Usually, they haven't announced anything for this year. I'm presuming that they will because they're so very popular. But usually, it's different restaurants around Epcot. You can do. In the past, they've done both lunch and dinner, and so that dining package will get you kind of a pre-fee meal at the restaurant of your choice, and then also reserved seating at a certain show for later that evening.
Before we move to the West Coast, I thought we should touch on what I suspect is probably one of your favorite things over at Walt Disney World. I'll let you share. What is it you love at Walt Disney World's holiday season?
My favorite thing actually is so random. It's the Merry Menagerie over at Animal Kingdom. I think this is the cutest thing that Disney has ever done. They started it just before the pandemic. They didn't really announce anything. They just kind of popped up. But essentially, there are these puppets. They're like blue and white puppets operated by cast members, and they don't even give you a time. They just kind of come out around the tree of life there. And for 10 minutes, there's like special music, and these little penguins and polar bears and reindeer come and greet guests. And the way they move is so like, it's just ethereal almost. And I don't know. I can't get enough of that penguin. I actually have a stuffed animal puppet of the Merry Menagerie penguin sitting on my shelf because that is him. He is the cutest thing in the entire world.
I haven't had a chance to see these yet. So
oh my, I as an adult have to restrain myself to not run up and just grab the penguin and squish it to death. It is the simplest thing. It's not anything over the top, but there's something so just charming about it. I love it. It's just something to bring a little bit of joy to the guests that happen to be walking by at that particular time. And it occurs, every 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, many times throughout the day.
And well, it's funny that you say that because for me, and I joke with my team because now that I'm not in the Central Florida area, I tell them that they have to let me know when this happens because for me, this now marks Christmas. Because it used to be, it was like, when Santa would appear at the end of the Macy's parade, right? But now Christmas marketing and stuff, it like right now, we're talking about halfway to holidays already, and it's June. So I've decided that it is when the kick line of ornaments appears at Disney Hollywood Studios. That is when, for me, it is officially the Christmas season. And so my team that are stationed in Orlando, the Laughing Place crew, they know that as soon as they spot that, they need to send me a quick video clip or something.
Time.
I know, it is time. Officially break out the candy cane. It's that time. So,
I love that. That's fantastic. And I love that pretty much everybody listening knows exactly what you're talking about.
There's just something about those adorable ornaments with their striped stockings.
Mm-hmm.
It's so simple, but yet, like I say, for me, that is like Christmas time. I think for my husband, it's when the music on Main Street Loop changes over to that beautiful holiday collection. So yeah, that's what happens when you're a Disney fan. You mark time based on the messages. As we begin to kind of wrap up, I want to focus a little bit on Disneyland. They haven't unveiled quite as much about what's happening this year. They did give us a peek at some new costumes for Mickey and Minnie. Let me see. I'll pull that up. I just let me get that situated. There you go. New
They're
little.
cute. They look like little elves, like Santa's elves.
Yeah. We were saying it's almost like part Christmas, part like magic. It kind of reminds us when they wore their PJs. Because I think
Yes.
little slippers.
Yes.
I think that's why. But at
Yeah.
Disneyland, oh, I mean,
I'm
it's
so excited for Christmas at Disneyland. They haven't, like you said, that it's coming. They just didn't join in on the announcement, but they said to TBD. They are going to make a big announcement of their own of all of the things coming, but this is probably the best thing that happens at Disneyland at Christmas, the Small World holiday. It's pure magic. I I think it beats anything that Disney World does. I said it. I said it. Come at me.
I was there when this initially launched. I will never ever ever forget the very first night that we went from the typical facade to this brilliant display of Christmas twinkle lights over the entirety of that amazing location. It's still my favorite, one of my favorite things. If you end up, kind of timing it right, I always enjoy getting on the boat, boarding a cruise on the seven seas uh, uh, before they've turned on, and then so you go on the ride, and then when you come out to this
Like
amazing
magic.
display. Yeah, that was one of the things I used to try and get a ride around then to make that happen. But yeah,
It's not just the outside too. If you've never ridden this, the entire Small World is shut down for a month or two, and they redo the entire interior. Everything is covered with Christmas lights. Every kind of like Epcot, where every country has a storyteller, every country within Small World shows how that country celebrates either Christmas or their major holiday. The music is changed. It is like if you have a neighborhood or a house in your area that goes all out for Christmas and like there's just lights everywhere, that's what this is. It's just like Christmas threw up on Small World, and it is truly the best thing that Disney does at Christmas. I'll ride it 10 times in a day. It is so festive and so joyful. I dare you to have a bad time on it. It's so much fun.
And also, having been around for a long time, I still can't believe that this parade is still there.
But it's so good.
But it is so good. It is so good. I look forward to its annual return. But A Christmas Fantasy, I dare you not to get the little tunes stuck in your head.
And it's so long. I think this is the longest Disney parade I've ever seen. It's like 25 minutes. It just keeps going. And if you've ever seen the Christmas Day special, this is the parade that they're performing. You can go see it in person.
And believe it or not, when I was first watching it all those many years ago, it was longer.
They've trimmed it down.
Not as long as it used to be.
It's so good. And also we should note that at Disneyland, that parade happens during the day. So you don't need a special party ticket because they don't have a Christmas party. At least they haven't. Who knows when they'll ever get one. So that happens during the day, and it's included with your park admission.
And even though the Christmas Fantasy has the same name, has the same melody, there's little changes that happen throughout. There's certain elements. For example, I know in recent years we've seen Anna and Elsa and Olaf in the parade, and so it's always one of the exciting things that happens for Disney fans is around Christmas time. We're like, okay, so what little changes, what little tweaks, will we see to these parades? Because Christmas Fantasy is so amazing. So it's got this great frame, so that they build on. Let's see. I think we pretty much have shared what's great about the Disney theme parks. Wanted to touch real quick because I know we have Mouse Fan Travel here. The cruises, they do holiday magic aboard the Disney Cruise Line. So
of course we can't leave it. We can't leave the high seas out. So they do very maritime cruises on the Disney Cruise Line, which is they're so pretty. And they do them on most itineraries starting in November. So 3 nights, 4 nights, 7 nights, departing out of Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, Galveston, pretty much everywhere has, wherever you want to cruise is a very maritime cruise. And so they'll have holiday themed crafts. There's a Christmas tree in the lobby. Different shows throughout your sailing will have a holiday theme. So it's a lot of fun, especially if you're going to be cruising. Like, they do the tree lighting ceremony at night. They have a holiday party with Mickey and Minnie that anybody can go to, but the little ones especially love. Sometimes you might see Santa Claus.
Ta-da! Oh, Caitlin coming in and saying hi, and Tyler coming in and saying hi. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. Also wanted to point out regarding the cruise, they have a great gingerbread house on the
yeah, and it smells up the whole lobby. It smells
really
delicious.
I have yet to do a maritime cruise, although it is on the to-do list this year. Yay.
Yay.
But we were at the tail end of a cruise where the next sailing was maritime. So they were constructing the gingerbread house. So we got to experience the smells, and as we were leaving, the walls,
the next guests got to go enjoy.
the walls came down because they knew they were about to board their next group. So
what I also think is cool is if you are doing an itinerary that stops at Castaway Cay, which is Disney's original private island, I'm going to presume they may do this at Lighthouse Point. We don't know because it hasn't happened yet. But on Castaway Cay, they also do snow flurries, and they have a Christmas tree on the island as well. And instead of snowmen, they have sandmen, and so they get into the Christmas spirit there too.
I am so excited to experience that. Like I say, finally this year, I have a maritime cruise on my travel agenda. So I'm excited, and we'll share the fun that we had on board with all of you later this year. So that way you'll know from our experience what it's like. Oh, Heather, I just want to thank you so much. Before we go, remind people again about what savings are happening right now.
Yes, hold on. Let me pull it up so I get it right. So today, Disney World, only in Florida, they just announced a few different discounts. So you can save up to 30% off your hotel room at a Disney resort. This goes from October 6th through November 21st, and then from November 24th through December 25th. And if you reach out to Mouseband Travel, one of our agents would be happy to help you and kind of see what discount is best for you. If you are a Florida resident, they also released a Florida resident discount where you can save also up to 30% off rooms from November 24th through December 25th. So quite a few options to help you save there. And like I said, we compare. So if you already have a reservation, we'll get the new ones applied. If you have a reservation that maybe has a discount on it, we're going to check these new ones to see if maybe they're better than what you already have.
Fantastic. So we want to invite you to check out. You can get a free, no obligation quote over at Mouseband Travel. We greatly appreciate your time today, Heather. And I'm sure there'll be more Disney vacation insights coming to you all in the future. Stay tuned to Laughing Place for any Disney news and information. We do our best to keep you on top of all things happening within the Disney company. So follow us on Twitter or subscribe here for when we pop on live discussing events like the recent Genie Plus makeover. So
I feel like you guys explained it better than Disney did when you came on. So I feel like you were very helpful to a lot of people talking about that.
Oh, thanks. That's what we try to do. Sometimes it can be challenging. So, thanks very much. We'll see you all real soon. Bye.